Hi guys, I'm Johnny and today I'm going to show you how to make Dominican style chicken and rice soup. It is so delicious, it is easy to make, but it has some ingredients that you might not be familiar with, so I debated a lot whether to share this recipe or not, but hopefully you will find the ingredients. This is like a gumbo style, something like that, but it is more like in a thick consistency, so let's get started. So guys, you will need half of a 3-pound chicken that I have here. You will need to that I'm going to season my chicken with some dry oregano. I will add some freshly ground black pepper. I will add some minced garlic. This is just some fresh garlic that I minced really finely. And I'm going to add a chicken bouillon powder package of this. This is going to be like my salt. I'm going to add 1 lime, and I'm going to mix everything together until well mixed. Once you have mixed it all together like this, I'm going to cover it with some plastic wrap and I'm going to place it into the fridge, and I'm going to marinate it there until I'm ready to use it. Now I will be using some Kabocha squash, some culantro. This looks like cilantro but it's different. You will need some onions, 1 whole cubanelle pepper but I'm using half now, celery, and whole allspice. And the first thing that you want to do is work with your Kabocha squash. You're going to remove all the seeds and you're going to peel it. I tried using a vegetable peeler but it didn't work, so a knife worked just perfectly. So just cut it until it looks like this. And now all you're going to do, I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'm going to cut it into pieces. The smaller you cut them, the less time they will take to cook. Also, I'm going to take my onions and I'm going to cut them in half. And in a large pot, I'm going to add some vegetable oil, and I'm going to add my chicken that I've been marinating for about 20 to 30 minutes. And I'm going to add all the vegetables that I showed you before: the Kabocha squash, half of a cubanelle pepper, culantro, onion, whole allspice. You're going to give that a good mix, and you're going to cook it until the squash is nice and soft. If you find that you want to give it like a nice stir here and there to make sure nothing's burning, if you find it's burning and the squash is not ready, you can add a little bit of water to help it soften. Once it's nice and soft, I'm going to go ahead and add 2 cups of water from the water that I'm going to be using of the recipe. And all I'm going to do is just like my mom calls it, rinsing the chicken, because she wants her broth to be clear. So you're going to remove your chicken into a container. Once you have removed it, you will end up with all those vegetables that are in there. And what you're going to do, you're going to take all of that and you're going to place it into a blender and just blend that up until nice and smooth. So I asked all the women in my family that cooks, my aunt and my grandma and my mother, how they make this. And it is very differently from other people, because other people, they use tomato sauce. We usually use the Kabocha squash instead of, we usually like it like yellow, not red. So this is just how I make it. I also have a shrimp version of this. So just blend it up until nice and smooth. Once it's nice and smooth, you're going to pass it to a sieve or colander, because you want to make sure you don't get none of the things that will be left. You want like a clear broth. So just with a spoon, you're going to work yourself out until all the mixture is into the pot. And all I'm going to do, I'm going to take 1 cup of water from the water that I'm going to be using, and I'm going to rinse my blender. And all the water, I'm going to add it into the colander there so you get to the pan. Making sure that it gets well mixed. So I'm going to add the rest of my water into my pot. Once you have added all your water, you're going to go ahead and add another celery, the more culantro leaves, the other half of the cubanelle pepper, carrot. At this point you can add potatoes if you want, cassava. Now add your chicken, your more whole spice, your rice. Give everything a nice mix. And what you're going to do is that you're going to, I'm working on high heat now. I'm going to bring it to a boil, and once it have come to a boil just like this, I'm going to reduce the heat to medium, and I'm going to cook it until the rice is fully cooked through. So my rice have fully cooked through, and I'm going to season this now. I'm going to take a little bit of the broth and I'm going to dissolve it with some chicken bouillon cubes. So just take the spoon and dissolve everything until it becomes like brown stuff like this. Add it to the mixture, take a little bit of the broth and dissolve it, so you make sure you get everything there. Now you're going to add cilantro and lime. If you have sour orange, I recommend that you use that instead. It will be better, but since I couldn't find and I didn't have orange to make it, so I'm using lime. It works just perfect. And give everything a nice mix, and you're going to cook it for 3 minutes until everything blends together beautifully, and after 3 minutes you're ready to serve. That is it.
Voy a cantar esta canción con mucho cariño de mi corazón a la República Dominicana, la casa del merengue, la casa de la bachata. La 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 la, la casa del merengue. La 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 la.
So guys, I hope that you enjoyed my Dominican style chicken and rice soup. It was very delicious, and as you can see, it's not very difficult to make. It's just like it takes some steps, and maybe the hardest thing could be like finding the ingredients maybe. But I hope that you are able to try this one day, and if you do, let me know how you like it, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye.